Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You're listening to the Next Big Thing podcast. My name is Andy Stover. I'll be your host for this ride. I've put together an amazing episode. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Our featured guest this week is a young lady, Madison Mueller. If you guys remember, she was on the first season a while back, about a year ago, but she's got some new songs, had some more awards and acknowledgments, so I thought it would be a good idea to bring her back on and let her share those new accomplishments with you. We sit down with her and talk about her life now that she's out of school, about her plans for the future, and just all around what she does with her music. You don't want to miss it. We're also going to hear one of her new songs titled Exhale, and that's probably my favorite Madison Mueller song, so I'm very excited to share that with you guys. We also get back into another tracking with Trav. Big old wacky Trav will join us, and we'll see if we can get another It Rocks. So I counted it. We've had 3, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think we've had 3 It Rocks this season. In the first season, we had a big old 0. So very good job, artists. Keep it up. Let's keep stumping him, man. Speaking of stumping Travis, don't forget about Stump the Chump. That's that new little bit we do where you guys come up with an Ozzy Osbourne question, any Ozzy Osbourne trivia question, and you email it to me. I won't share it with Travis. He won't know the question, and then I will ask him the question right here on the show, and in real time he'll have to answer that question, and we're trying to stump him. He's a huge Ozzy Osbourne fan, a huge Ozzy Osbourne fan. If you guys see all the Ozzy stuff on the wall, it's probably not with this crappy webcam I'm having to use today, but he prides himself on knowing stuff about Ozzy. He's been a huge fan ever since his mom took him to his first Ozzy Osbourne concert at the age of 12. That just cracks me up, little young 12-year-old Travis mosh pitting to Ozzy. But ever since then, he's been hooked. So the idea is to be able to stump him with a trivia question. So send me those trivia questions to andy.thenextbigthing@gmail.com. Travis won't see it, like I said, and we'll go ahead and stump the chump. All right, also we're going to hear one of my songs this episode. You guys know how I like to stroke my ego. The song I picked out is called Pain, and we'll listen to that here in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and dive right into this. I'm very excited to share this. This song is called Exhale, and it's from Madison Mueller, and you guys are going to love it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll be right back.
easier to live and let go. It's harder to try after you failed. But when you breathe in, remember to
All right, Madison Mueller, Exhale. That is my favorite Madison Mueller song so far. I told you you guys were going to like it. The links to all of her different pages, the links to where you can find her music and purchase them, those links are going to be in the episode description down below there, just like usual. Make sure you go to those and check her out. If you love that song, you're going to love the rest of hers. She's got so many great ones. But show her some support. Let her know you heard her here in the next big thing. And we'll catch up with her towards the end of the episode and listen to that interview. But for now, let's stroke the ego. I want to share my song called Pain with you guys. It was off my very first album, Part of Me. So it's an older song, but I still like it. You can definitely hear my my 90s influence in that song. I loved music of the 90s, kind of like that grunge and the Alice in Chains and all that. So some of that comes out in my music, and it really does in this song. If you guys like this song, first of all, let me know in the comments. Second of all, you can find it at andystover.com. You can purchase that song right there from my website. The singles are only $1, or you can grab the whole album if you want. There's like 10 songs on there, and it's like $9 for the album. But that's the best way to show your support for the show and for Andy Stover Music. All those proceeds go to the production of the show and just the time of doing the show. I mean, I get tons of submissions, so it helps with that, and it's the best way to show your support for the show if you'd like to. But if not, you can still stream everything from my website for free, and I'm absolutely fine with that. Do it. Just let me know what you think about it. Again, that's at andystover.com. Please go check that music out. Here's my song, Pain, and I'll be right back. Show us pain, push right through. It gets much darker every minute we get through. God's own mercy won't see you through. Both Lord and Shepherd, I can see right through. You're just another enemy that's gone. You're just another enemy. right, guys. So again, that was my song Pain. If you'd like that, go to andystover.com. I got a whole slew of songs and albums up there that you can listen to. Like I was saying before, you can stream everything from the website for free. But if you do like the show and you would like to show your support, the best way to do that is to buy one of my albums there on my website, or maybe just a single or two. They're only $1. But like I said, you can stream everything for free also, and I'm totally cool with that. Just go check my music out. Let me know what you think. I hope you like it. I like it. But let's move along a little bit. I wanted to talk to the artists out there that might be a little newer to the show. If you guys want to get on the show, this podcast is a great way to get some exposure. I think the hardest part of the industry is just getting heard. You guys have heard me say it before, but if you have the best song in the world, but nobody knows it exists or you exist, what good does it do? So the hardest part is getting heard. That's why I wanted to create this podcast. So if you guys want to get on here and get your music heard, get your music in front of some new listeners, maybe some new fans, you can submit to be on the show. You can send your submissions to andy.thenextbigthing@gmail.com. Send me an MP3 or WAV file of the song that you're wanting featured, so that way I can listen to it, and I'll get back with you either way. I do get a lot of submissions, so bear with me, but I will get back with you either way. I always try to do that. But send those to andy.thenextbigthing@gmail.com, and I'll get it on the show for you. It's a great way to get exposure for that new single or album, or maybe even an event or concert that's coming up. I'll be glad to get it on the show for you guys. That's what this is all about. But enough of my jibber jabbers, guys. Let's get into the good stuff. Let's have a little fun. Let's bring him in and do a little tracking with Trav, baby. Hey guys, I'm here with Tracking with Trav. How you been, buddy?
I have been excellent, thank you.
I have missed you. We kind of missed Sunday's episode.
Yes, it was sad, but
very sad.
I started a new job.
I started a new job.
Been getting myself in a lot of trouble at work already with my first week.
Oh God, please tell. What are you doing to get in trouble?
Well,
God only knows.
I'm telling lesbian jokes.
Oh, him and his lesbian jokes. Why lesbian jokes?
Well, I just think it's funny.
Are there lesbians that work there, I'm asking?
Many,
okay.
And my good friend and boss is a lesbian.
That you work for now, she's a lesbian. So you're ragging on her with lesbian jokes.
Not her, but I'm telling the staff jokes. And
he's not going to make it long at this job.
Then they're going to her, telling her that I told them to go tell her the jokes.
So you're telling all the staff all the funny jokes, and they're going to her.
Ratting me out. So
let's hear one of the jokes.
My first joke was to go up to a lesbian and say, "Hey, I heard that you did really well in the Olympics last year," and they look all confused, and then you say, "I heard that you took first place for the muff dive."
They said this to your boss?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I told him to say it. So her face turned bright red and she told me to go home.
And are you still employed there?
Yes.
I think you're going to be getting a phone call from HR on that one. That might be a little
an HR nightmare.
Sexual harassment.
And then the next day, I told this young kid a joke to go up to a lesbian and say, "Hey, I heard you got a new job in an office."
Okay.
And then they look confused and say, "Oh, I heard you worked in the box office."
There's so many different lesbian jokes that you could do, but the box office and the muff dive are probably my favorite.
The muff dive.
But yeah, guys, we didn't put out an episode this past Sunday because we both started working new jobs. And my off days are going to be during the week, so we're going to reschedule our episodes. Our episodes are going to be coming out on Tuesdays and or Wednesdays.
Terrible Tuesday.
Yeah, woohoo!
Guilty.
Same great show, just a different day of the week, right?
Lots of fun.
But let's get into some tracking with Trav. Actually, before that, we need to do our Stump the Chump.
Bump the chump, stump the bump.
All right, so this week's Stump the Chump comes from a Bill Anderson.
Hello, Mr.
Out of South
Anderson.
Carolina.
All right.
I don't know where at in South Carolina. He just put South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Okay, so the question is an Ozzy Osbourne question, but it's not directly about him.
Lay it on me.
Okay, at what year did guitarist Zakk Wylde join the team?
Let me take a wild stab. Is it 1988?
No.
Is it 1987?
Yes.
Well, that may be 1987, but they put their album out in 1988.
Okay. Well, I am going to give you this
No,
as
for the
I'm going to give you this as a win because it was because I looked it up myself. I want to make sure that everybody's getting this right. I looked it up without telling Travis. Whoever he replaced left in 87. And then he came on board right there in the middle of the year and album and stuff. So that's right, 87 and 88.
Well, I mean, the thing is that in 87, they put out the tribute album, which was the live shows from the early 80s with Ozzy and Randy Rhoads and that original band.
Bill Anderson out of South Carolina, we're going to give you a half stump the chump. A half.
Half.
That's a half.
But, I mean, wrong is wrong. You know, if he officially joined in 87...
we'll give him a half.
I mean, because that was a question. It wasn't what was the
year that the album came out. Yeah. So you have stumped the chump.
Yes.
We did that on the third question. It took 3 questions.
Bull crap.
You still knew it though, but you got stumped.
No, I didn't. Man.
Bill Anderson's
I'm a sore loser.
Bill Anderson is a bigger and better Ozzy fan than you.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, check this out. So for
Great question.
Great question. Keep sending those to me, guys.
Please do.
Andy.thenextbigthing@gmail.com, and let's keep stumping this guy.
No more trick questions.
He's a huge Ozzy fan, so any Ozzy Osbourne related question at all to try to stump this man, all right?
Let's do it.
So let's get into y'all's favorite segment, Tracking with Trav. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Okay, so today's band comes all the way from Spain.
Española.
Okay, so they're a Spanish band. The name of the band, this guy speaks really good Spanish, and I don't, so he might have to correct me, but it's El Tambor de la Tribu.
Close enough.
Let me hear you say it once.
El Tambor del Tribu.
Okay, so they're a Latin band. You heard that. And this...
Latin?
Well, they're from Spain.
Well, Latin is from Italy.
Oh, well, they're from Spain. I'm sorry, they're not Latin.
Española.
But anyway, El Tambor de la Tribu. And guess what the name of the song is?
What?
It's really funny. El Burrito Sabanero. That cracks me up. They wrote
El Burrito Habanero.
Sabanero.
Sabanero?
It cracks me up that they wrote a song about burritos. That's like me writing a song about cheeseburgers and french fries.
Ooh, nothing wrong with a big burrito.
But these guys are a 5-piece Latin pop rock band. Pop rock. Actually really good, man. A little bit about them is their musical influences are a mix of cultural Guatemala spanning from rock to cumbia. I don't know what that is. And from tropical to reggae, resulting in the Latin fusion rock that they are known for.
The Latinos.
So I'm very excited to play
Latin
these guys for you.
America.
I like when people like cross the borders of genres like these guys have and kind of mingle and create their own subgenres. I love that. And a lot of people are doing that these days.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just thinking, maybe I'm wrong about the whole Latin thing. I don't know. Because I'm thinking Latin America,
It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, Latin.
But if you speak Latin, I know that in Italy, they speak Italian. Or where do you learn to speak Latin?
This guy speaks pig Latin.
It's not.
Icy uchi cochi.
Ich may, other may, uckerfay.
Ooh, what does that translate to?
I don't
We
know.
won't say.
But anyway, we'll have to do our research on that.
Okay, so like I said, let's listen to this 5-piece Latin pop rock band, El Tambor de la Tribu, with their song El Burrito Sabanero.
Ole, ole, ole.
We'll be right back.
Toro.
Con mi burrito sabanero voy camino de Belén. Con mi burrito sabanero voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. El lucerito mañanero ilumina mi sendero. Lucerito mañanero ilumina mi sendero. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Tuki, 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 va. Apúrate mi burrito que ya vamos a llegar. Tuki, 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 apúrate mi burrito, vamos a ver a Jesús. Con mi cuatrico voy cantando mi burrito. va trotando, con mi cuatrico voy cantando y mi burrito va trotando. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. El lucerito mañanero ilumina mi sendero. Lucerito mañanero ilumina mi sendero. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Con mi burrito voy cantando y mi burrito va tocando. Con mi burrito voy cantando. Si me ven, con mi burrito voy cantando. Sí, y mi burrito va tocando. Sí, con mi burrito voy cantando. Voy camino de Belén. Apúrate mi burrito que ya vamos a llegar. Tuki, 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 tuki. Apúrate mi burrito, vamos a ver a Jesús. Con mi burrito sabanero voy camino de Belén. Con mi burrito sabanero voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, voy camino de Petén.
All right, there it was.
My burrito,
My burrito. Okay, first off, let me say something.
Oh my God, what?
My freaking God, I think it is hilarious. They're in that chorus part, they're saying, dookie, 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 dookie. I don't know what they're really saying, but to me it sounds like they're taking a dookie. Sounds like they're singing about taking a dookie, 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 and that part cracks me up.
About building a wall, folks.
Oh no, is it that bad?
Good, bad.
Well, Travis,
ugly.
you know a little bit of Spanish. What in the
do.
hell were they saying there?
Well, that's the thing. I can speak it better than I can comprehend it.
Well, you probably picked out some of it.
But I'm thinking they're saying something like singing with their burrito, walking with their burrito,
That just
looking
cracks
at
me
their
up.
burrito.
That cracks me up because of the stereotype with Hispanic people and burritos. It just cracks me up. And after they eat those burritos, they have to take a dookie, 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 dookie,
Dookie.
dookie, 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 da
And a little
ha!
bit I do know about Hispanics is that they have very little burritos.
Little chiquita burritas. What do they call that?
Siento, amigo.
They had to actually take an item off of a menu.
The cholito.
Was that for
means
Taco Bell?
Little verga.
Little verga, and verga means penis. So little penis. So we were
Or
ordering.
egg day.
You were ordering little penises when you would order a cholito at
Yes.
Taco Bell.
Can I have a little penis, please?
Was it Taco Bell?
Well, the funny thing is, yes, and then a chalupa.
Poquita.
A chalupa is a fat girl.
You're kidding me.
No.
I want to take my cholita and show it to a chalupa. What about what about musically? Like, I know we didn't know all those words, but what do you think?
It was fun. It was fun.
a little too mariachi for me. It was a little too mariachi instead of pop rock, like
I mean,
they say
I'd
they
like
are.
to listen to that maybe sitting on a beach, relaxed or something.
I like to listen to it sitting on a toilet and taking a dookie, 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 dookie.
Pukey, pukey. I guess after you eat your burrito, you gotta lick your pito.
Ooh.
Ah!
All right, well, let's cut to the chase, my friend.
Well, you know, the song was fun. It was good.
Sure.
But I don't think that it deserves.
Okay, well, let's
and
see.
it rocks.
Well, we'll talk
But,
about that here in a second. But they're that five-piece Latin pop rock band. I think they went wrong with their genre. I was expecting. I know they say Latin pop
I
rock.
didn't hear any rock in there.
That
but
sounded like a mariachi band.
mariachi. Yes.
It would be great for sitting in a Hispanic restaurant and drinking margaritas.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I'm all of a sudden craving
I don't think it
tequila.
was pop rock. But I think that we all know the answer to this, but I have to ask anyway. El Tambor de la Tribu with their song El Burrito Sabanero. Did that song rock? Or did that song not rock?
Well, the burrito might have a habanero, but that song does not rock, folks. There was no rock, no roll. It was
Thanks for trying.
I mean, it was fun. Like I said, it's not that it was a bad song.
Those guys sent in to be on Tracking with Trav all the way from Guatemala. Thank you,
Guatemala.
guys. Thank
My
you so
friends in
much.
Guatemala, I did like the song, but it just doesn't rock and
This
roll.
doesn't rock and roll.
Um,
And people, we've talked about this before. to get a It Rocks doesn't mean your song or your band has to play thrash metal.
No,
That's not what that
not at all.
means. You can be a hip hop artist and get a It Rocks. It just what it means is it really make Travis get into
Does it
it
make
and
me
really
rock?
dance and like it.
Muchas gracias, mi amigos de Guatemala.
No problemo.
Posible próximo vez. Necesito rock and roll.
Rock and roll,
Hasta la
aparito.
vista, baby.
Well, Travis, thank you so much for being here.
It's always a pleasure.
We're gonna be back weekly now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Tuesdays with Travis.
That's when we have our off days now. I started a new job. This guy started a new job. Before when we first started this season, we had a couple months. We saved up some money. We didn't have to work for a couple months.
Yeah,
But that
now we're
dwindled
broke.
down. We had to go back to work.
It's that time.
Well, Travis, thank you so much for being here.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks again, my Guatemala friends, and thank you, listeners and viewers. Keep those songs coming in, and keep those Aussie questions coming in, and thank you for everything.
Peace. All right, guys. So there you have it. Another Tracking with Trav. We love doing that, guys. It gives us a chance to let our hair down and relax a little bit and have some laughs on the show here. All the bands that are on Tracking with Trav are absolutely amazing, or they wouldn't be on there. All this is done in good humor and in good fun, and I know you guys enjoy it, and we enjoy doing it. So we're going to bring more of those to you. If you would like to try your track up against Travis's segment, Tracking with Trav, go ahead and send me a MP3 of the song at andy.thenextbigthing@gmail.com, and I'll get it up against Travis for you. See if you can get him to say it rocks. It's the best way to get exposure from the show is to be on that segment. I know it's a little risky because he might tear the song apart, but everybody loves that segment. So send me those submissions for that. That way we can keep getting Travis to say it rocks. And then don't forget to send me those Aussie questions so we can stump that chump. But let's move this episode right along. I want to share this interview with you guys from the young lady Madison Mueller. You don't want to miss it. Stick around and I'll see you when we're done. Okay, guys, our guest today received Young Artist of the Year in 2018. She is a multi-instrumentalist singer-songwriter from Canada. Madison Mueller, welcome back to the Next Big Thing podcast.
Oh, well, thank you for having me back. I really appreciate it.
It is our pleasure. You have been very busy.
Yes, that's for sure.
For some of the listeners that might not be familiar with Madison Mueller, we had her on last season, and she is a young singer-songwriter, like I talked about in the intro, and she's been blowing up all over the place, getting lots of FM radio play, lots of awards. But you're only 18. How long have you been studying and performing music?
Well, I've been playing the piano since I was about 6 years old, and been really professionally trying to go about music for maybe 5-ish years.
Okay.
I think, something like that. I've been performing anywhere I could since I was about 11 or 12.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's unlike any other feeling that I get, and I want to keep doing that.
So it's like it's funny because it's like you're the only 18-year-old with like 10 years of experience.
Oh, I'm definitely not the only one.
I know, it's just kind of funny to think about. But I talked
It is
about
pretty
you doing
crazy.
you have actually studied music already as well. And do you feel that knowing like the actual theory behind music gives you like an edge over somebody that may not know the theory?
I guess it depends on the person. I could learn a lot more theory. I'm definitely not completely versed in all of it.
Okay.
I did study sheet music and theory a while back, but I haven't done it in a long time. But I think it definitely does help you understand the instrument that you're learning a
It
lot
really
more.
does.
It gives you a lot more patterns to work with, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it does. It's
When you're writing music and
Sure.
even playing music with other musicians.
absolutely. It's like I've spent a lot of time in maybe like the rock genre, And I remember, at least when I was younger anyway, a lot of people saying, like, I don't know theory. I'm a rock guitar player. But now it's like now I've over the years I've went back and picked up a lot of the theory, and it's helped me out on the instrument. And then like just to realize, like, even those rock star like guitar players up there, don't think for a second they don't know their theory and what's going on behind the music, because you know they might look like rock stars and stuff, but it really helps to put in that effort and learn that theory. It really does.
Absolutely. All music starts from the same place, regardless of what genre you're doing.
Sure.
So it's good to know it no matter what, especially to break boundaries, right? If you're
That's what I was going to say. They say
you
that
definitely have to
go ahead.
know other things, right?
Yeah, they say that music is about breaking rules. Well, you have to know those rules before you can break them, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Let's talk about you were selected to be a featured performer at the 22nd Millennium Music Conference. That was in Pennsylvania. Tell us about that performance.
Oh, it was fantastic. That was about a year ago now. It was last February, and it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. We drove down, my dad and my sister. We went down to Pennsylvania, and I got to perform at two little venues, and it was a really cool experience. I got to do about a 30 to 45 minute set with a bunch of other musicians.
Awesome.
In between and everything, and I had a fantastic time. At the Millennium Music Conference, we got to go in to do watch lectures and just get a lot of information
And network.
on the music industry. Oh yeah, lots of networking.
How long of a drive was that for you guys?
The drive, I want to say like close to 10 hours.
Oh wow! Did you go straight through?
Hours.
Did you go straight through?
I can't remember, actually.
Man, that's a heck of a long drive. I bet you were ready to get out of the car by then. You went with your pops and your sister.
Yes. Luckily, I got to sit front seat, though, so it wasn't the worst.
Well, earlier in the episode, we got to hear your song, Exhale. And we absolutely loved it. I loved it. What was your motivation for writing that song, and what's the meaning behind it?
So Exhale was kind of written in two little blocks. I wrote the first part, which is both the verses. While I was in a not-so-happy place, I was getting ready to graduate and watching everyone go on with their life, and, you know, I still want to do music, and sometimes that's not the easiest road to take.
It's not.
And I was just going through a lot of mental blocks, I guess you could say.
Sure.
And I wrote the first two verses when I was in that kind of little rut of a time.
Okay.
And then I let the song be for a little while. I didn't finish it. And then about 6 months later, I went back to it and wrote the chorus. And I was in a lot better of a mindset at that point.
Okay.
And so it has a bit of a hopeful undertone towards the end. It's kind of got the idea that even though you're going through a tough time and you're not really believing in yourself so much, sometimes it's just take a step back from the situation and breathe and then exhale.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it helps you see the situation a little bit better.
That worked out perfect. I've done that with songs too. I've done it before too, where it hasn't worked out as well as that. But like you know, you're in a certain place that you kind of start the song at, and then it was perfect that by the time you finished the song, you had come full circle into, you know, kind of believing back in yourself again, and it really put a great undertone and theme to the song.
Yeah, for sure. I really like to do that with my music. I like to leave it with a happy feeling at the end, if possible. Sometimes it's not so possible. Sometimes you just write a song and all the sadness or anger comes out, and that's how it is sometimes.
But that's how it is sometimes.
That's awesome about music.
You've got to express that as well, you know, all the emotions, and that is the beauty of music. It absolutely is.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
But you have had tons of amazing accomplishments with your career already at only 18. But I want to talk about the Josie Music Awards. They are the largest.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, aren't they the largest indie music awards show in the world, right?
They are, yeah.
How did you feel about being nominated 4 times at that show?
Oh, that was already just something that I couldn't even wrap my head around.
Oh, man, I bet.
Being nominated was a huge deal, not only for 1, but for 4.
Yes.
And, it was such a cool feeling to have that already playing on my side. And then we drove down to the awards and everything. It was my entire family this time. As well
I
as
bet.
My grandma. And we drove down to Dollywood, and we went to the award show, and I really was not expecting to get anything. Like, some people say that, you know, I wasn't expecting anything, but in the back of their brain, they're like, I might get something.
Yes, I know.
I really did not have that playing in the back of my head. I was just so happy to be nominated. And then they called my name for Young Adult Artist of the Year.
Awesome.
And, yeah, I just... It didn't even feel like that was my name. Like, I had to remember that my name was Madison Mueller, and then I was like, oh my gosh.
That was me.
Yeah, exactly. It was just completely mind-blowing.
And then it happened 3 other times.
Yes, well, I didn't win those ones, but I got to, you know, be a part of such an amazing event and watch other amazing and talented musicians and artists go up to the stage, and it was just a fantastic feeling.
So it was the 4 nominations, and then it was the 4 nominations, and then you did get the 1.
Yeah.
Got
so
it.
I was nominated for Vocalist of the Year, Female Vocalist of the Year. Then I was nominated for Song of the Year and Music Video of the Year for my song Breath of Air.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Young Adult Artist of the Year for the female category. And that's the one I ended up taking home.
That is awesome. I know that was an amazing feeling and a hell of an accomplishment. I know I've said it already.
Really?
Yeah, I know I've said it already, but at 18 years old, I'm just absolutely blown away with your success. You're going to blow up. I said it last time, and you already are.
Aww.
But let's talk about the fact that you're 18 and you've had so much success already. I'm sure that takes up a lot of your time, and you even still find time to pitch competitively in baseball. Do you ever find it hard to balance the time to be able to work on your career and still have time to be Maddie and do normal things that 18-year-old girls do with your friends?
It is pretty difficult to balance, and I think I've been feeling that a lot more this past year.
Yeah.
Over the past 2 years, it's been a lot easier to be social with the fact that I was still in school at that point, right? I got to go to school and be with friends every single day. And now I'm out of school, and I've still got friends around and everything, and they all want to hang out, and it's always a running joke whether Maddie can hang out or not, because Maddie's so busy. So it's just a shot in the dark whether she's going to be able to come out or not.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to ask that because I know last time we talked on the show, I asked that, and like you said, you were doing pretty good with it because, like you said, you were still in school and you got to see your friends every day. So I was interested to see now that school was over, how you were holding up with that aspect.
Yeah, and I definitely still do go out and have a good time.
Sure.
No shortage of that because there has to be a balance there. It's just me trying to figure out that balance now of when I can go take that time and when I have to be home and working on my music and everything. And I'm still learning how to balance all that. But I think people are realizing that music does have to come first.
Yeah.
And while sometimes that isn't the happiest option, it's what I want to do, and it's going to help my career. So I have to stick to that.
You being you, I'm sure you're going to get acclimated and be absolutely fine. If you could give one piece of advice, Maddie, to a young adult, maybe just starting out with music, what would it be?
It's a tough one. There's a lot of different things that
Sure.
I could say. Someone just starting out with music, or someone like really already looking to make this a career.
Okay, so when I said starting out with music, I guess, yeah, somebody wanting to take it seriously and make it their career.
Okay. I think one of the major things is probably time management, which I'm still struggling with. It's not an easy thing to get used to, because when you're starting out this career, you have to realize that it is your own business. You're not going to have people making the plans for you right now. You have to be really diligent with your own career and how you want to spend your time.
Sure.
And planning that out is really, really important. Knowing when you're going to do certain things each day, making it kind of like a school day in a way.
Sure.
Planning out different sets of times for yourself, whether it be to go online and answer people, or to practice your music for the day, or whatever it may be. You should have chunks each day of what you need to accomplish. And I think that really helps you keep an eye on the prize in a way.
Sure.
Right? When you're trying to build your following and figure out exactly how you're going to go about things. And I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. So I think if you can really grasp how to excel at that, you're in a really, really good place for your music.
And then I think too, just knowing right off the rip street what all is involved in it. Like, it's easy to get this fairy tale in your mind that, like you said, there's going to be people handling all that type of stuff, which, you know, if you're good at it and you get to a point in your career, you know, that might happen at some point. But to get there, there is a ton of hard work. It's not just the music, you know what I mean? There's so much.
No,
you're
not.
a business,
There's so
like you
much
said.
behind the scenes.
Absolutely, and you're doing all that. Like, if you think like writing the songs and performing is hard, that's not the half of it, is it?
Oh, that's the fun part.
That's the fun part. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you been doing a lot of shows there in your hometown? I know that you do, or not just your hometown, other places. I know you've always liked to do a lot of shows for charities and raising money and things like that. Have you been doing very many live shows?
Currently I haven't done too many. I'm doing them here and there. I
Okay.
definitely could be doing more. That's why I'm, putting myself out there and getting more gigs
Sure.
right now. But I haven't been doing a ton of it. I've been mostly in writing, practicing music.
Great.
Working on the business side of things right now.
Cool.
But while the spring and summer comes, I think a lot more live gigs are going to start getting scheduled.
Sure.
And I'm really excited because that's probably my favorite part, is the live workings of it all.
Absolutely. I ask that sometimes out of musicians, and I've had a few artists tell me, because I'll ask, do you enjoy being live and performing or being in the studio more? And I'd say 90% of us like to perform live more. It's just that feeling you get with interacting with the crowd. There's just nothing like it, is
Oh,
there?
it's fantastic.
But that's very smart. That's very smart.
Yeah, it
while you're on some slow time, kind of like through the winter months, and it's cold, and there's not a whole lot of. I mean, there is, but there's not as many potentials for playing live. It's a good time to sit back and evaluate, work on your music, work on your skills, work on the business aspect, all that. Very, very, very smart move, and that I would expect nothing.
Oh, thank you.
I would expect nothing less from you. What can we expect out of Madison Mueller in the coming years and like the rest of 2019? What's coming out? Got an album coming or anything?
Well, actually, I'm looking to do an EP hopefully this year.
Okay.
If I can. I'd love to get a little collection of songs together. I think I'm going to really thrive with the idea of doing like a full collection of music instead of just singles.
Yes.
While I really love doing singles, I think there's a really cool way to tell a story when you do an EP or an album. And I really am excited to put that together.
I'm excited to hear
hopefully
that.
This year.
I'm excited to hear that. I will definitely look forward to that. And you're right, like by putting like those songs together, it's one thing to have the message in one song, but to be able to get like a point across throughout like a whole album, if you will. The idea of that is awesome, and I've always wanted to try to wrap my head around that and just do something like really cool with something like that. So I'm going to be
Me too.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to that. That's very exciting. Can you tell the listeners
me
where they
too.
can find out more about you, Maddie, and where they can get more of your music? Where can they get your music at?
For sure. You can get my music at any streaming site online. You've got Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, whatever you're using. I'm on all those sites, as well as some songs on YouTube. So you can definitely find me there. And for any updates on my music, you can go to my website, which is MaddieMakesMusic.com.
Okay.
And also on my Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, I post all my stuff there as well. So you can pretty much find me anywhere under Maddie Makes Music.
Okay.
If you're looking for me, I'm under Madison Mueller on the streaming sites, and that's pretty much where you can look for
Great.
me.
And listeners, I'll be leaving the links to her website, to her Facebook, and things like that in the episode description to make it easy for you guys to find. Make sure you go there, show her some support, let her know you heard her music here on The Next Big Thing, and just wish her the best.
Awesome.
Madison Mueller, thank you so much for coming back on. I'm very, very glad that you're doing well. I look forward to your EP. I just look forward to. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to watch your career unfold. I'm very happy to know you, and I just wish you the most success in the world.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy that we got to talk again and catch up and everything, and I really appreciate you having me back on the show.
It is our pleasure. Don't be a stranger. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
Bye, Maddie.
See ya.
All right, Madison Mueller, thank you so much for being here again. All of her links are in the episode description. Please go check her out. Let her know how much you like her music. Let her know you heard her here on the Next Big Thing podcast. And guys, I think that's going to just about wrap it up for this week. Don't forget to get those submissions in here. Andy.thenextbigthing@gmail.com. Send those Stump the Chump questions to that email address. Don't forget, for all the artists out there, we've got some new promotional services we're offering for you guys. It's a great way to get on the show. It's a great way to guarantee that you're on the show. It's a great way to get your songs in front of some new fans, get some exposure. So go check a list of those services out on our Facebook page. I'll leave that link in the description so it's easy to find. I'm also going to leave a link to a video. It's of Travis explaining those services and everything you get with them. They're not very expensive. We're not getting rich off of it or nothing. Like, they start at 99 cents. That just helps us with the cost and the production of the show and the time spent on going through the submissions and all that. But please send those to us. We love to hear them, guys, okay? And I look forward to next week when together we find the next big thing. I'll see you guys.